So the government said we can't use this for our heat source anymore. I tell you what, I've been trying to warn everybody for maybe a couple years now that it would be better to prepare for the worst and hope for the best than to be hung out to dry. I don't know what kind of warnings we needed. I mean, we've seen it. Everybody has seen it. It's not like it's hidden. It's not like it's a conspiracy theory. It was a huge possibility all this mess was going to happen. We've seen inflation rates go up. We've been through a pandemic, and the country can't seem to recover. Gas prices have been fluctuating all over the place. They suspect that it's going to go up. The thing is I watch YouTubers, and there's two extremes to YouTubers. There's the world's on fire and we must react. So I think what happens is people start to think, oh, this is just a bunch of conspiracy theory, and so they're over the top on that side. And then you have others that minimize everything. Well, it could happen, but it's not really going to happen, and it might happen, and so then you have those people like, well, okay, I already think that these guys are crazy over here, and this person over here saying, maybe, maybe not. And I'm just trying to say, why not just live your dream? I can bet you the majority of the audience would love to have one of these if they don't already have one. So get one. That's a great dream. Have some firewood around that's dry. Takes all of 2 minutes to light up. Now somebody's going to say, oh, you got your wood too close to the stove. No, it's fine. Trust me. So I've been trying to demonstrate how to do a lot of things around here. Wood, firewood. You can get 15 years worth of firewood. Now, of course, your house is probably bigger than mine, so you may get, I don't know, 3. Let's call it 3 in one summer. 3 years worth of firewood in one summer. All you got to do is get this app. It's called Free Stuff. Download it. It's a free stuff. And it monitors Facebook Marketplace. And here in the last week, I've been getting dozens of free messages on this app telling me people are giving away firewood. Big, huge oak tree. So it's already down. The only thing you have to do is go get it. The last one I saw, you would have to cut up. And there's always a requirement, and like, if you're going to come and get it all. Don't take some, take it all. And I'm okay with that. If you're not big into chainsaws and all that, I can understand. But you can also find firewood where you don't need the chainsaw. A lot of it's already cut up. I've showed you how to split, well, Carolyn has showed you how to split firewood using a manual log splitter. You get them at Harbor Freight or Home Depot, and they're like $100, and they work great. It's great exercise too. And so we have literally 15 years worth of firewood out there. Well, let's just call it 15 cords of firewood. And we did it all in one summer. Well, yeah, pretty much all in one summer. So we didn't have to have a big piece of property to get it all. Of course, we have like 30 years of firewood and trees on our property, but we didn't want to cut it. I remember when we moved here, of course, we already had the YouTube channel, and people kept telling me, oh, you don't have enough property for firewood. You don't have enough property for firewood. And I kept saying, yes, we do. First of all, you got to get yourself an efficient wood stove. I mean, just little sticks of wood. I lit the stove this morning, and it's still nice and cozy in here. And the nice thing about the wood stove over a furnace is the furnace kicks on every 15 minutes or so, half hour, stays on for 15 minutes and shuts off. The only thing it is doing is it's heating the air. It's not heating the walls. Let's say you have a pillow up against the wall on your bed. You take that pillow down and you stick your hand in between the wall and the pillow. It's cold there. But when you have a wood stove, it soaks that heat into everything. The mattresses, the insulation in the walls. And so it just holds that heat. And it feels like when you walk into this house, like a warm blanket. Now, of course, we have the advantage of a tiny house, which of course I've been advocating for also. If you have a tiny house, you don't have to heat as much. You don't have as much electricity. There's just a lot of stuff that you can minimize. And so when bad things happen, you have less to worry about. You know, I hear people say, well, I got a buddy heater. I can put it in my living room for a couple hours, and that's all it's going to be. It's going to be a few hours, and then you're going to be out of heat. A few years ago, we saw down in Texas, big cold snap, electric went down, and people froze to death. Hundreds of people, I think. I don't remember the exact number. So why not be prepared all the while living your dream? So the latest thing we've heard is there is a diesel shortage. And you can't get any information. If you listen to the news, they're on the extremes. Oh, there's plenty of fuel. There's plenty of fuel. What are you talking about? And then if you listen to the other side, oh, there's no fuel. We're going to run out. We're all going to die. You listen to YouTube videos, same thing. You got the guys over there. Well, this is the end of the world. We're going to run out of diesel. And then you got the other extreme. Oh, well, we got 25 days in stockpile. They're still producing and we're okay, so don't worry about it. We're just a little low on stockpile. Well, okay, now what? Where am I at? Well, I don't worry about it. The problem with diesel, obviously, is everything relies on it. Everything you get requires diesel. You go get food. A diesel truck brought it to you. Even your Amazon packages probably travel on diesel somewhere along the route. UPS, the stores, diesel, everything's diesel. Well, on the East Coast, they call heating oil, which is diesel. They use diesel to heat their homes. Now think about this, the Northeast. Now, I just said Texas a couple of years ago. Lots of people died from a cold snap. Now we're up in New York and, I don't know, Northeast. They all heat with diesel and we're running low on diesel. What does that mean? Well, I don't know. I don't know who to listen to. Well, today I listened to somebody and they showed pictures, actual pictures. They talked to actual truck drivers. Apparently in South Carolina, don't quote me, it might have been North Carolina, regardless, South or North Carolina, one of the two, and Kentucky are running out of diesel. Wait a minute. I thought the whole world was going to run out of diesel. Wait a minute. No, we got plenty of diesel. We got 25 days worth. So, where are we at in between? Well, apparently the in between is right now the Carolinas, one of the Carolinas, and Kentucky is out of diesel. And my understanding is the truck drivers are saying that to deliver the diesel, they're having to use more diesel, going around trying to find diesel to fill the truck, their tank, the thing they haul back to the gas station. So they're in the process of trying to get diesel to the pumps, using more diesel, trying to find the diesel. So it's causing more problems and all kinds of supply issues, but everything relies on diesel. Our trains, they've been talking about trains and the strikes. I mean, you've been hearing about the train worker strikes for months now. Well, what is it? Who knows? I don't know. But it relies on diesel. We run on diesel. Well, now we got trains and trucks and heating oil. So what's the solution? I don't know. How about live your dream and not worry about it? So just yesterday, the president, of course, you're going to get this video a day or two after he said it, said he is shutting down all drilling. Solar and wind generation is a cheaper source of electricity than coal and, I guess, oil, fuel, diesel, whatever. Now, I know somebody in the comment section is going to say, but he was corrected. His staff corrected him. Well, wait a minute. Who's running this country? The staff or him? Of course, he's the elected one. He's the one that we put in office, so he's telling us that he's going to shut down drilling. I'm going to trust that's what he's going to do. I think his staff made the correction because there's an election coming up. Of course, the election's already taken place by the time this video comes out. So we were like, of course, he gaffed, no big deal. He's not. But don't you think his staff kind of think the same way he does? And yeah, let's shut down drilling. So we already have a diesel shortage. Gasoline is already really expensive and it's expected to go up. We have a heating oil shortage, diesel. We have a train strike with diesel. And so what are we going to do? Shut down more diesel. Now, the other thing we want to think about is refineries. These refineries are getting really old and it takes years to build a new one. And I guess there was a lot of things going on a few years ago where refineries were shut down and then they were reopened, and it's taking a long time to get these things to reopen. I don't know, it's a big mess. Of course, I don't have TV, so I don't get to sit there and glued to the news. So whatever I get through YouTube channel. So what that means is what if a refinery shuts down? So we already have a shortage of 25 days or whatever it is, and then the refinery shuts down, and then the stockpile drops down to 15 days. The only thing this really means is prices are going to go up. Even if we don't run out of diesel, which the Carolinas and Kentucky already have, if we don't run out of diesel, the prices are going to go up. And now we're going to say, the greedy oil companies. Well, maybe. Of course, no drilling might be a problem. That might raise the prices, supply and demand. No supply, lots of demand. But the other thing is These truck drivers are having to drive around looking for diesel so they can fill the pumps at the gas station. So their costs go up. Well, they're just going to pass that cost on to you. So here we're coming up on winter. It's going to get really cold, extremely cold here in the next day or two. I think it's going to get down to 19, 18 degrees in the next day or two. So we're going to be 83 degrees, and then we're going to drop down to 18 degrees. So we're going to have a cold front. And I think this cold front is supposed to wipe through most of the country. At the same time, we're running out of diesel, heating oil. So what's the solution? Well, the solution is we should have been preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. I haven't prepared at all. People like to say I'm a prepper. I'm not a prepper. I am living my dream. And this is what I've been trying to explain to you. If you can live happy and free away from all that, when that stuff happens, it won't reflect on me. I have enough firewood that I'm going to be able to run the stove through the cold snap, well, for 15 years. Have plenty of food. We are producing our own food, produce chickens and chicken eggs. Of course, we still want to live in a society. We still want to participate. And so instead of just eating chicken eggs and chicken, we still sometimes want to go to the grocery store and buy pork and beef. But if things get out of hand and gas prices are too expensive for us to go, we have our dream sitting right here. All our food, we canned our food. So I taught you how to can. And if you haven't seen those videos, go over to my channel, get to the playlist, and in that playlist, you're going to see canning. And I talk about how to can bacon and pork, beef, chicken. I also show you how to use Tadler lids. You can use those lids over and over and over again. And the little seal, somehow people always misunderstand me. Those little seals, they last 10 times. So it's a two-part component. You have the plastic lid and then the rubber gasket. The rubber gasket lasts 10 times. And then you can replace those for $9 a dozen. So if you really break it down, it's like pennies. Somebody emailed me the other day and said, are we running out of time? Well, if you haven't done anything, you might be running out of time. But this guy, he's already bought the property. He is trying to sell his house. He's mentally thought about what he wants to do and how he wants to go about it. My thinking is if things get really bad, he could at least move to the property. If a wood stove is your dream, and I know it is, everybody loves them. Everybody I talk to, oh, I love wood stoves. I mean, you have the fringes out there. Oh, I can't stand the smoke, but you know, they're the fringes. So get a wood stove. So if you can click this up next box, I do talk about a wood stove and how to operate it. So I hope I can inspire you to live your dream. What else you got? Thanks for watching.